Hi, this is David with entry number 280, 290, closing in on 300, and that's something crazy. I was thinking next year, or once I hit a year, 365 consecutive videos, I may take a break, or maybe slow it down to 3 days a week, because I don't know, just to get a new rhythm, to change things up. I like doing these, and I think they're good for habitual catharsis, but I don't know, we'll see. I probably will end up just doing them 7 days a week again, but I never know. But I'd like to do them. Some days, you just don't want to do something, and I think it's fair enough that some days you don't. So I might just end up just making it less strict on myself, and switching it to like, I want to do it 7 days a week, but if there's a day I don't want to do it, then that's okay. Because sometimes, let's be fair, some days you just don't want to do anything. But I'm someone who, when they commit to something, they do it. So I committed to a year of these, and I'm going to finish a year of these. So with that said, as you can see, I am not being shoeless, or sulbingless, because I think I'm going to go later with the Mormons and eat one by myself and make them buy one for them, because I'm like that. Also, when I went upstairs to the restaurant, it was extremely busy and I did not want to wait 10 minutes in line. So today classes went well. That's pretty much all I have to say. They went well. Not amazing, but not great. Not amazing, not great, not terrible, not bad, not awful, not poor, just pretty good. Okay. That's all I gotta say about that. So, what do I have to talk about today? I thought of something before and then I just forgot what I wanted to say. Basically, I'm just gonna start rambling and see if I can get there. I think what I'll talk about is, why is it important to have an opinion? And I think a lot of people nowadays feel like being opinionless is something that is good, something that is, is something that is an advantage. But when you talk with someone who has no opinion on anything, they have a very strange way of talking, and it's not something that I enjoy doing. If you talk to me, I do say I don't know a lot, but it's mostly not for you and not for me. It's actually more for you than it is for me. It's more of a thing so that, I don't seem as conceited, but it's not what I'm, and that's how most people take being opinionated, it's a conceited attitude. But for me personally, it's not that I'm conceited, it's just that my mind is pretty much logically formed in a certain way, and if things don't fit, like I said before, like my number one thing I don't like is hypocrisy. So if things don't fit my logic, then I don't see them that way, and things that do fit my logic are in turn approved or positive. So if I say I don't know a lot, it's because I do know what I'm saying, I do have my opinions, I just don't want to seem very opinionated to you. And that's because I probably like you, So, just as a heads up. There's things that, a lot of people feel that you need to, well, let me step back a little bit. The opinionated thing, if you're closed-minded, that's one thing, because I'm not closed-minded. But if you present a logical argument for me, I can always see your point. It's if you're not presenting logical evidence or arguments, then I have a harder time believing you. I'm not someone who I feel is super emotion-driven in their logic. I'm very more fact-based driven. So if you can show or point to examples like this is that, this is this way, then it makes it a lot more easier for me to believe in what you're saying. But if you're not really 100% on what you're saying, then I'm not really gonna believe, or it'll be harder to convince me of something. So yeah, I think being opinionated is good, but you have to be open-minded. I know those kind of sound at odds with each other, but really, if you think about it, if you know something, then stick to your guns. I don't really respect people that do that belly flop or the flip-flopping thing, because it's hard to talk to them. You know, if they're always saying, I see this point, I see that point. You know, if they're being apologists on stuff, it's harder to make informed decisions. But if you have opinions and you know where your mind stands, then it's much easier to have like a full fleshed out conversation. It's also more fun to debate people who have opinions, because if they're really steadfast, you can have really good debates over things, because they usually know a lot of stuff. If you have a fully formed opinion, that means you probably have done the research. But of course there's things like racism and ignorance that come into play, but for the most part I feel like being opinionated is a good thing. I think I'd rather be friends with someone who has an opinion than who has no opinion. And that's just me. That's just my opinion. But it could be different for everyone. You know, I respect that too. But for me personally, that's how I feel about this. But that's about it. Pretty excited. It's a really hot day today. It's really muggy here in Korea right now. You could look out the window. It's like everything has a smuggy, nasty gray coat all over it. They're also burning a lot of stuff in the fields for some reason. Like whenever it rains, the Korean farmers and regular people, they just burn everything. And it really creates for like a really poor breathing environment. Like even, I don't really consider myself very sensitive to bad air quality, but just walking around today, you can like smell it, and it gets into your like sinuses and your lungs, and you can kind of feel the weight of it inside of you, and it's not a good feeling, but that's what it is, really. So thanks for watching. This has been entry number 290. I'll talk with you tomorrow, which will be Friday. So thanks for watching. Bye.